Hi, Mike.
Hey, of course, as soon as we start, they just started blasting some loud music over here.
Oh, anything good?
Honestly, I don't know what it is. So,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, so we're here to celebrate Mardi Gras.
With the Miss New Orleans. So that's just like a float that they just stuck out there, right?
Yeah, so obviously things are different this year for the event. So they're not doing their normal parade, which is unfortunate because the parade is always amazing. But they put all of the floats out that they would normally have for the
Don't
parade.
fail me now. Feet don't fail me now. I'd like to point out. Okay, can you pan over to the right a little bit?
Yeah,
Universal parades are not self-powered. They have a truck.
right. Yep. Yeah, lots of advertising for Dodge Ram.
Right.
But so it's really cool though because they do have the float out here for guests to come up to and and see. And we just did a quick lap around the park before we started, and we noticed that it's set up in the way that the parade normally would be. So this is the riverboat float, and this always kicks off the parade. So it's cool that they started off with this, and then over here we have the jester float right back there. Oh, I'm actually gonna take a walk over here too. So they're kind of lined up in a way that you would see them in the parade, and they end with the gator float over in the Hollywood area of the park. So we'll see that when we get over there too.
Is there anything on the stage? Like, what are they showing? What's the video they're showing?
So they decorated. Well, they're running their normal ads for like whatever's on NBC. So right now, I think it's
Okay.
like Mr. Mayor. But they decorated the stage. They're obviously not doing their concerts like they normally would.
All right.
But so they kind of just loaded this area up with tables and everything. I like that they added these like themed tables everywhere too. So just kind of using this space for guests to enjoy their food and drinks.
And they're selling something there.
Yeah, so this is the Bloody Mary bar over here. And then there are two food booths in the music plaza here. There's one right back over there, and then one over here. And these are like the New Orleans food booths. This is where you would get your po' boy and jambalaya and stuff like that. But this is the international Taste of Carnaval, I believe is the full name. So there are booths themed to other countries around the park too.
Eek. They had to ruin it with the Tonight Show ride, right? NBC.
There's giant Jimmy Fallon right around the corner here. There we go. I'm not sure what booth this is over here. They also have stages around the park for performers and stuff out here that are interacting with guests. And then the performers will also be up on the floats and actually still throwing beads out to guests as well. So this is
Oh,
Brazil.
sorry. Andrew hasn't been to Universal in 8 years. Sorry, Andrew. I don't know where you're from, but
Well,
hopefully you can.
I can tell you there's definitely a lot of different things since the last time he's been here then, because Universal has changed a lot.
Yeah. Great new attractions like Jimmy Fallon. Fast and Furious.
Yeah, that's fair. They do have some really good ones like Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure.
That is the
If
best new attraction they've built in at least a decade.
yeah, I might agree with that. I guess we
That might
are.
be the only good attraction they built in the last decade.
Are we a decade out from the original Potterland opening up?
I
Has that
believe
continued?
we are. I'll look it up.
I feel like it's right around there. So yeah, you might be right. Although the Velocicoaster might change that.
It opened in 2010.
Okay, so yeah. All right, yeah, I'll give you that.
So this tribute store, I know it's like they keep changing it out, but what was there before uh these
Before they started using it as a tribute store, it was pretty
Yeah.
much just unused as far as guests are concerned, at least. So it was just a bunch of unused space, and then they started using it for, I believe, the Horror Nights tribute store was first. Yeah,
Right.
that sounds right. I think 3 years ago they started doing it, and then they brought the Mardi Gras tribute store in last year, and then they did the holiday season tribute store as well. I want to point out there's another food booth over here, and they're all themed too. Like I'm not sure why, but these are all like shipping containers, so they're pretty cool looking.
Probably because they're cheap.
Let's see. I'm not sure which one this is. Oh, this is Trinidad and Tobago.
Hmm.
And then obviously we had another float over here. So these are the same. With the Mardi Gras parade, they have probably 4 or 5 floats that they use every year. And then the rest of them are all themed to whatever theme they want to go with that year. So last year they did a pirate theme, and they just brought back those floats from last year.
And is there a Dodge Ram?
What was that?
Is there a Dodge Ram truck there too? Oh, there it is.
Yep, there it is.
It's hard to tell because there's a fleur-de-lis on it. Once again.
But these the floats themselves are really cool. And what's unfortunate, what the most unfortunate thing about not being able to do the parade is we don't have the opportunity to be a part of the parade. So guests can actually get on the parade floats and throw beads out to other guests. And it sounds stupid and so simple, but it's probably the most fun I've ever had in a theme park, to be honest.
Wow.
It's a crazy amount of fun just being up there and like all the energy from the crowd and everything. It's funny because you're throwing out, these stupid little beads, but people love it.
So what part of, like, does it take over a certain section of this park, or is it pretty much throughout the park?
So it's throughout the park this year. Normally it wouldn't be. They don't usually use like the back half of the park. And there are some exceptions, like, can't put Mardi Gras in the Potter stuff, but it is for the most part throughout all of the park.
Oh, so here's Chris Rock with the genius answer. I think the shipping containers are to represent that they are food from around the world. So Universal had all the food shipped in from
There you
different
go.
countries.
That's brilliant. Even if that's not the theming that Universal was going for, I'm counting that now. That's canon.
Yeah, I also don't know what came first, right? Like the cheap pre-built structure or the excuse to use it.
Right. So it's going to just continue to loop around the park here. They have some more food booths back here. And we actually found out. So they do a tasting lanyard for this event, like you see for other festivals and stuff at other parks. And so it'll be, I know there's a annual pass holder offer. It's 15 tastings for $65. So, like $4.30 per item. But we also learned today that they are honoring the tasting lanyards from last year's event.
Well, because I still had some from left over, because the last time I went to Universal Studios was right before it closed.
There you go, yeah.
REO Speedwagon at Mardi Gras.
Oh, nice. So yeah, we had a lanyard with 4 items left from last year, and we just found out we basically just found some free money.
Woohoo!
Another float out here in front of Richter's. Oh, and you can see, all right, so the guests they have like the social distancing markers out here, and guests are all waving to get some beads from the performer that looks like it might be Johnny Lawrence on his Halloween costume from Karate Kid.
How distant is everybody? It seems a little, busy.
Yeah, it is. This is opening night, so it's a little bit busier than I think they would want, I guess. But it's actually not that bad. We thought it was going to be a little bit more crowded than what it is. But you can see there's... But But yeah, you can see there's it's not too hard for to keep your distance as you're walking around. I want to point out some really cool themed tables.
Oh.
So they did a really good job with making sure everybody has, and all the tables and everything are socially distant. So making sure everybody has room to enjoy their food and beverage. The days of eating your festival food on top of a trash can are long gone.
We used to, as an annual pass holder, we just called those tables.
Yeah, exactly. They also have just like photo ops and other Mardi Gras decor around.
It's not a salad bar. It's a free. It's not a condiment bar. It's a free salad bar.
Oh, so one menu item I have to point out, like I just said with the tasting lanyards, it's $4.33 an item, I guess, if you get the annual pass one. The Cuban here at the Cuba booth is $13.49, and you can use the tasting lanyard on it. So
Oh, wow.
that's a steal.
Dwayne's
So,
never
all right.
been to Mardi Gras Universal. The floats are fantastic.
Yeah,
Mardi Gras is kind of hit and miss, like regular Mardi Gras, because sometimes you go there and like if the act is so popular, it just becomes miserable. You kind of have to pick some, like you don't want to pick like the big headliner, but otherwise it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that is definitely true. I was not. We moved down here the year after they had Fall Out Boy here, and I remember hearing just like the crazy stories of the lines that were all around.
Oi.
The Germany booth back here, as you can tell by the giant Stein. And then here's a performer out on the stage here. Hi. And then we enter the Festival Void over here in London.
Yep, that was in the country.
But yeah, Mardi Gras is a lot of fun here. I would say it's my favorite event if I wasn't such a Halloween Horror Nights nerd. Can enjoy some beautiful views of London as I pass through here.
I still miss Amity.
Yeah, me too. Actually, that reminds me. I wanted to see. Can we see from here? No, it's on the other side of the building. That's right. Bruce was removed over there the other day. I'm not sure if he's back yet.
Oh.
Bruce, of course, being the shark that is hanging for that photo op over there by the Chez Alcatraz bar.
I wonder how many people know that just from taking the Universal tour.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm going to pop over here to the right real quick before I head back around this way, because I want to show you this photo op over here.
Tammy says purdy. Oh, there's New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yeah, so you can get your New Orleans picture with a Springfield backdrop.
Ooh. We don't know where Springfield is, right? Like
That's it. Yeah, that could be the next town over, as far as we know. So I was a little bit surprised to see that they are actually using this area of the park back here for Mardi Gras this year, because this is usually just not used for stuff like this. But there's another float back here, and then there's a couple of food booths as well. And some more themed tables. I can hear, oh, there he is. There's a performer on that first level of the float there, throwing beads out and making people dance for them.
It's amazing how much people enjoy getting 10-cent beads. Oh, Dodge Ram.
Yep. They have to have some sort of deal with them, you would think, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, the floats are beautiful, and they're so, like I said, they're so much fun when you get to be on them and get a closer look at them. We have the
Lisa lives
Bahamas
in New
over here.
Orleans, and she's thinking of going to Florida to celebrate. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, especially this year, I would think. And then this is actually being used as the Bahamas booth. I think they only have drinks here.
Mm.
Oh yeah, it's the Goombay Smash, a rum punch.
Reminds me of Super Mario World.
Yeah, maybe they just brought that over from Japan. And then this area back here in front of Men in Black Alien Attack is actually not being used for anything for the festival. I keep going to the festival. That's just my Epcot nature speaking. But for Mardi Gras here, there's nothing back here right now, except one of my favorite attractions.
It's not the same without the pre-show.
Yeah, you're right. The pre-show is really good, especially when you get the right team member delivering everything for you.
We are the Men in Black.
This is the nice thing about this area not being used for the festival. If you get, overwhelmed by the crowds and everything, you can kind of just escape to the back of the park.
We're about to enter the Disney section of the park.
Yeah, one of them. Well, this park, yeah, but there's another one over in Islands of Adventure, which you probably guess I prefer that one just a little bit.
Wow. That's got a great attraction there.
Yes, it does. I would venture to say that it is my favorite attraction anywhere.
Really?
Yes. I mean, there's obviously some bias involved there, but
Yeah, I love Rise. I love Indy.
yeah.
It's up there. Definitely top 10.
I think Indy would be higher on my list if I could experience it, more often.
Oh, they reopened the window.
The Twirl and Hurl?
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, obviously not doing anything Mardi Gras over here in Springfield. I have to imagine, I'm not a huge Simpsons fan, but I have to imagine there was some Mardi Gras episode at some point, right?
Yeah, they probably just don't want to have to pay. Like, it's probably in the contract. Like, they can't.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I don't think Disney was like, whatever. Let's make it easy.
By the way, we lucked out with this weather tonight because we had a tornado warning earlier.
Really?
Yeah, and it ended up being a really nice night, so that was nice.
Hi, Chief Wiggum. Hi, Lard Boy.
I've not had a lard lad donut in a long time, but they are so good.
Disney technically owns 3 locations on Universal property. Do you know them all? Well, Simpsons.
Yeah, and then Marvel. What else are we missing?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not
You're
sure.
right.
Nothing.
Homer did come to New Orleans and ate a king cake, and other local dishes.
Nice. So there you
What's the third one going to be? I'm trying to think. They had to come to like an acquisition.
Oh, it's that big Frozen attraction over at Islands of Adventure.
Right. Oh no, Chris, you stumped me. Maybe it's a
I'm
city walk or something, and I'm just not.
I'm
putting
sure it's gonna once we find out what the answer is, I'm gonna be like, oh, I should have known that.
Yeah,
So we got another float here where they're really throwing out beads left and right over here.
but not center. Yeah, left or
Not
right.
center, just left and right. So if you're standing in the center, you're out of luck.
Oh, Chris is Mel's drive-in. It's this.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I
Although,
would not have gotten that one.
yeah,
And I should have because I'm pretty sure Who's the Boss just talked about that too.
yeah, they did. I keep forgetting, like Mel's has become so ubiquitous that I I forget.
So we got the Belgium booth over here. You can get some waffles and some fries. And then I can sneak around over here. This is the Canada booth. I mean, it's just taking over the Woody Woodpecker's Pizza location over here. But they have what is probably at the top of my list for things I need to try for Mardi Gras here, and that is a beef short rib poutine. Definitely need to get that at some point.
Canada.
And then I got to come back here just for a second. Benji, I don't know if you were watching the particular Disney Trivia Live last Saturday, maybe? But our friend Nick explained that he was not a fan of E.T., so just had to come
Oh,
back here and show E.T. real quick.
Chris is right. American Graffiti was made by Lucasfilm, but it was distributed by Universal. So
There you go. Oh, wow. All the way out here, I'm getting the smell of the E.T. queue.
oh, yeah. Fun fact: ET's still open. Who knew?
Yes, it is. The only original attraction over here.
Is that true? Wow. I guess yeah, you're right. They do not have long lives over at Universal Studios.
No, they do not.
Murder She Wrote's gone. Hitchcock's gone.
Yep.
The Wonderless World of Hanna-Barbera.
Yep. That's now Despicable Me.
The Nickelodeon Studios.
Yep. Of course, Jaws.
Yeah. Back to the Future was built after the park, but there was nothing there before. I don't think.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if you want to get technical, I think Jaws was also not opened as soon as the park opened, but
Well, I
that's
think
just because of
well, see, like it did, and it didn't last. So
exactly. Yeah. I love the like show lighting they have around the park here too. And as we get over into Hollywood, we'll see there's a merch cart over there. We'll take a look at some of the event merchandise that they have.
I still miss Confrontation.
You still miss what?
Confrontation.
Yes. Yeah, I am lucky that I got to experience that once before it was gone. Although I will say, Revenge of the Mummy is also one of my favorite attractions, so I can't complain too much that it got replaced by something great. So here they have their France booth here, and it is just wine, so feels like that's fitting.
Chris also has a good point. The horror makeup show, which I've sat through exactly one time.
I love the horror makeup show.
I was a
But yeah,
scared little boy, and I got frightened.
how long ago did you see it?
It would have been 90.
Oh wow, okay. So I can tell you it is 100% changed since then.
It's not all about Harry and the Hendersons anymore?
It is not. They do mention Harry and Henderson's, but it's not all about that anymore. It seems to me like this performer has a little bit more real estate than she needs up here.
And a little less close.
Well, that's Mardi Gras.
I agree with Chris. Confrontation was brilliant. We'll never get another ride like that. That was well. It was great about it was not only the Bob Gurr figure, but it was like different, you know. And the queue was
Yeah,
so cool with references to Out of This World. Confrontation and Jaws, the revised version, were the two that made me think like Universal actually knows what they're doing.
yeah.
And,
Those are Jaws, especially, is one of my all-time favorite attractions. And Confrontation was great. I wish I could have experienced it more because I was probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old when I wrote it. But yeah, really remember liking it. And obviously, I've watched a bunch of videos and stuff too. Here is some of the Mardi Gras merchandise here, including this stemless wine glass. That is $15. And then they've been releasing glasses like this for, like they did a whole bunch for Halloween Horror Nights and stuff like that. Now they have a Mardi Gras one. And that is $10. Then they have a hurricane glass down here. We got a Mardi Gras t-shirt. Some really awesome Mardi Gras socks. And then they have a special Mardi Gras face mask as well. So I think they did a really good job with the merchandise for this year's event, like they normally do. Got a bunch of lanyards too. Another Mardi Gras t-shirt. And then a hoodie down here too. I'm assuming it's me something. Yep, there you go.
Are they building any new attractions over at Universal Studios? I mean, I know IOA has Velocicoaster. But is there anything going on at Universal?
No, not right now. They just recently opened the Born Stuntacular.
That's right.
I don't think there's anything else they're working on as far as new attractions go, that I'm aware of at least.
I was kind of surprised that they didn't build like a Secret Life of Pets ride.
Yeah, I think I would assume it's in the plans, given the one in Hollywood that would have opened up by now.
Right. Yep. That press event is still on the calendar.
Oh yeah.
I think we.
Sorry,
you know what? I think at this point I can share. We actually got an embargoed tour of it that we were gonna but we couldn't. Like they told us we could run the content at some other date, and then it never came.
Oh no. Yeah, that attraction looks like it's gonna be really cool too. That is the kind of ride we need over here too, because I'm a fan of a lot of the attractions here, but if you're here for a long day and you're experiencing them one after the other, it gets to be a lot. You need a slow, dark ride to mix in. Like we have ET, but that's pretty much it. Everything else is very, thrilling.
Right. And get you wet.
Yeah, that's true too. If you get wet in the Secret Life of Pets ride, I'd be a little bit concerned as to what that is.
Barney has officially closed, but who knows when or if that will be replaced.
Yeah.
Universal, no theme park is really great at when something closes, necessarily right away figuring out what they want to do with that space.
Right. And especially right now too. They're not going to be jumping on getting, new stuff out there. So this is the King Gator float.
When Epic Universe was still a thing that they were actively working on, they were kind of holding some stuff back too.
Yeah.
That's a big gator.
Yep. This is the finale float. This is the one that always wraps up the parade. And we got to ride this one time. There's 2 levels to this too. So you can be up on the gator's back up there and then down here. And when you're up there on the top, you're way up there. So it's quite an exciting ride. And again, I can't wait for them, I guess for next year's Mardi Gras, hopefully at least, when we can be on the parade floats again. Did you ever get a chance to do that?
Be on the float? No.
Yeah.
I mean, without getting into too many details, the thought of being on a float is something that might be a little passe for me.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, here is the Born Spectacular. I know we talked about. Did you get to? No, you haven't gotten a chance to see that. You haven't opened.
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It's weird. Like, it's hard to. It's really impressive, but at the same time, I wonder how impressive it would be if the performers didn't have to wear masks. So I couldn't know who was real.
Right.
Like, I mean, not that you're going out of the way, but like, obviously, there's this cool effect, and like suddenly his mask is off, and you're like, oh, well, he's not there.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. But I haven't watched this in a while. But I watched it, I think, 5 times within the first week that it opened.
Wow.
It's pretty spectacular.
Although I gotta say, I love T2 3D. I mean, I had some problems with it, but I thought that was really cool. I'm kind of disappointed it wasn't as immersive as that was.
That was a great show. I will say that. It was a really, really great show. And as far as pre-show goes, that one blew this one out of the water. But if you got to experience it within the last couple years before it closed, it needed some work. It was pretty rough.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how I felt about Men in Black last time I did it. It was kind of more, sad than impressive.
Yeah, that is. It's hard to call that an impressive attraction. To me, it's just fun. I'm just an annoyingly competitive person, so I have a lot of fun shooting at things.
I bet your wife appreciates that.
Well, what's funny is the first year that we were here, she kept beating me constantly. So since then, I have ridden it probably a couple hundred times more than her. Yeah. Were you gonna point something else out before I hop in here to the studio store?
Oh, cool. Universal Studios, Florida.
Some more of the merchandise, including a giant milk chocolate gator. Sure.
Belinda wants to know how the weather is.
The weather is luckily beautiful. We were definitely expecting some rain and lucked out with that.
Yeah, according to my app, that I'll get to at some point. 70 degrees and partly cloudy. But there is a tornado watch for Orange County, so be careful.
There you go, tornado watch, not warning. So I guess not as imminent.
Yeah, it lasts for another couple hours.
Okay. So I got to point out too that they are doing the crew crawl, which they've started doing this with all their events probably about a year ago. They do these for Halloween it was scarecrows. I don't know what you're gonna call it for these. I guess just props. But so you buy one of these. I believe it was $8.99, something like that. And then you go around and you get a stamp when you see each of these different setups here, which this one is really cool.
Oh, we'll have to send somebody back to do that.
Yeah, I know Tony did the Halloween one this past event. So yeah, it's always fun. And then you get a bead necklace as a prize. Not the same ones that they throw out on the float, but one that's a little bit more impressive.
I have a question. Is this 7 days a week, or is there
Yeah, so I didn't see anything saying that it wasn't, and normally, yeah, it's 7 days a week. previous years they would do the parade 7 days a week. I can't even imagine the amount of beads they have stored somewhere. There's probably a full sound stage just loaded with beads. But yeah, so this event is happening 7 days a week right now. I don't remember the date that this ends. Again, like tonight is the first night. I know it goes into March.
I'm gonna try and find out for you. March 28th.
There you go. So almost into April. So now we've done a full lap over here. This is the riverboat float up in front of me. Do you want me to go anywhere else before we try and get into the tribute store?
No, I mean, I you're out there. You tell me what's interesting.
Gotcha. Just making sure I didn't miss any of your specific favorites. I know if it was, earlier in the day and Doobie was watching, he loves Donkey over here.
Yeah,
but
he doesn't.
Not out here right now.
Also, depending on the day, sometimes I love checking out like Megatron. But
yes, that's true too. Megatron is great. The way he kind of just like dismisses guests. Those are also just really, really cool costumes.
Yeah.
And by costumes, I mean actual live Transformers.
I gotta say, the Transformers are far more impressive than the track.
So they have some live music going on right now up on top of the riverboat.
Oh. Firehouse 5 plus 2. Probably not.
So I know you said you were here for, what'd you say? You saw your REO Speedwagon?
Yep.
Is that the biggest concert you were here for?
Like in Mardi Gras history?
Yeah.
I've seen 2 Mardi Gras concerts, I think.
Okay.
At Universal. One was REO Speedwagon. The other was MC Hammer.
Oh, so, wow. Nice.
REO Speedwagon was the bigger one because there was
gotcha.
No
so I'm stopping right over here real quick because the biggest one we were here for was a couple years ago. We saw Pitbull, and we got our spot probably, I don't know, an hour before the show started, and we were pretty much right around here. So there's the stage. This is where we were, and it was just packed up in front of us.
When I saw REO Speedwagon, I will tell you, it was freezing.
Was it?
It was so cold. It was those things that I kept ordering food just to have heat. Like I ate so much just to have like some warm thing inside my body.
This time of year, it's impossible to prepare for the weather here. It'll be, I mean, it was like in the low 40s earlier in the week, and it's supposed to be like 80. So it's impossible. Because we have definitely had some really cold nights for Mardi Gras before, and I'm walking around in shorts and a t-shirt right now.
Dwayne says, thanks for the walkthrough. You're welcome. Thank you, Dwayne, for joining.
Very welcome. That was everybody's favorite roller coaster that just zipped by there. Rip Ride Rocket. All right, so let's go ahead and try the tribute store here. Okay. Hopefully I don't lose the signal. Hopefully this holds up. And again, they change out this space for whatever event they have going on. So right now is the Mardi Gras tribute store. Hi, too.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, they always have some really cool theming in these stores. I've never been to New Orleans, so I don't know if anything has any specific significance.
Which way are you supposed to go?
Probably this way.
Oh.
So we'll see a lot of the same merchandise that we saw at some of the other, like the Universal Studio Store and that merch cart. So sometimes it'll be there'll be quite a wait for the tribute store. So if you specifically are just looking for merchandise, keep in mind you don't have to wait to get in here to find that merchandise. This is more so for the theming of the store itself.
Carnaval mask.
Yeah, I really like this one right here. That is pretty cool. That reminds me of Mr. Negative's Demons. You know I'm going to work in some Marvel connections, of course.
Yeah, I got to read the latest issue of Spider-Man to find out what's going on with him.
I haven't read that one either, actually. But I did see that he's back.
Yep.
So each room in this store has a different theme. And so we obviously just stepped out of like a, I guess what looks like a dueling piano bar and now into like a graveyard here. And Halloween Horror Nights fans out there will probably recognize a lot of this stuff because there was a house pretty recently that was themed to a New Orleans graveyard.
How convenient.
There's some very real sounding sound effects in here. And we're going to head into a couple of pirate themed rooms.
Is this the place that used to be the IOA TV Center?
Yes, I believe it was. I'd have to go back and watch a video from that because I unfortunately never got to see it, but I think so. And I'm pretty sure, as far as like what I've seen personally, I don't think this space has been used aside from the tribute store since then.
Oh, wow.
There might have been a few things here and there that I missed, but I haven't seen it for anything else. So some really cool pirate theming on here. They even have the sound effects that are like, it's like waves rocking, and I can almost feel myself rocking back and forth right now. You can get this little wax pirate ship.
Oh, it's like those, what do you call those?
It's like, it's the
Mold-orama.
mold, the make your own mold.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been using these for every tribute store. They had a Frankenstein's monster mold, and they had a Santa Claus and snowman one for the holidays too. So some more of the same merchandise, but then also some like pirate themed Mardi Gras merchandise too. And then we have one more room, and this is where they are going to have their snacks. So we got Sweet Treasures and then Bayou Bites down there. And we get a look at the Sweet Treasures over here. We had this the vegan brownie skull during Halloween, the modified Halloween Horror Nights event we got here this year, or I guess this past year, and that was really good. Bananas Foster Cheesecake Pop, a chocolate covered bourbon pop is right up my alley. That sounds like something I'm gonna have to try. Then they have shipwrecked pirate skulls. And I don't know how well you'll be able to see them on here, but they are moving.
What are they?
They're just like gummy candy. But they are trying to talk to you, I guess.
Hello.
And then here we have the andouille in puff pastry, and then a spinach and artichoke hand pie, as well as a crab meat hand pie. We did try the andouille earlier, and it was fantastic. We actually had a few things before we started our video tonight. So we had that andouille sausage and puff pastry, which is really good. And what else did we have? We had the arancini over in the Italy booth as well, which was really good. Thank you. Oh yes, we got the frites over in Belgium, which were essentially French fries with fancy dipping sauces, but they were very good as well.
Yeah. Belgium is the country of origin for French fries.
It was a country of origin for what?
French fries.
Oh, well, there you go. And then some more themed tables, because I'm a big fan of these right now. And then again, Trinidad and Tobago we saw earlier. So yeah, there's our full lap.
Well, thanks, Mac.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always happy to come out and enjoy Mardi Gras.
Woohoo! So for everyone watching, don't forget, we'll be back at 7:30 Pacific in a little less than 3 hours from now to do Disney Trivia Live. And it's Judy's birthday, so you don't know what's going to happen. So check that out. Tonight, 7:30 Pacific time. And Mac, enjoy the rest of Mardi Gras, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, I will. I'll be there for Trivia Live. That's gonna be fun.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye.